So, today's video, I have to discuss somebody, Seth, kinstle, and I did say I would make my video about this fucker first thing in the morning. It is currently 2 o'clock for me. Not too long ago. Now, as promised, I stuck to the agreement. Now, I'm gonna actually provide the actual video itself. Now, in case a lot of you don't know who Seth Kinstle is, he goes by the Ice Cream Man on YouTube, right? And he... I was just here trying to sleep not too long ago, yet, yesterday, right? And out of nowhere, when I got an ad after having music on my phone while falling asleep, this fucker shows up, being an annoying fucker, and he kept going on about how people on the stream are telling him to stop multiple times. Now, I wouldn't have a problem with it, right? If he didn't make drama up. And you wouldn't, I actually did see the live as well. His voice was so fucking annoying it woke me up and stopped me from sleeping. Might also remind you guys, I was just 22 hours from sleeping properly. And I just lost that 22 hours because that fucker decided to show up on my YouTube feed on a live stream. Now, the Ice Cream Man 2, which is his actual name, his actual channel name on YouTube, he goes by his real Twitter name, Seth Kinstle. He was born July 19th, 1950. He lives in California. Honestly, no fucking surprise there. Now, I wouldn't have to make this video if it wasn't for the fact that this fucking absolute man-child didn't have a tantrum live stream and threatening fucking minors. See, when I was disrupted of my sleep by this asshole, Seth Kinstle, his real name, because I'm not calling him by his YouTube channel name, the Ice Cream Man 22. He kept making the assumption everyone was calling him a pig on his live stream. Nobody was calling him a pig at all. I was on that live stream. I witnessed it in full with my own eyes. And not to mention, I actually captured a few screenshots on my phone of the shit people had to say about it, because even they were the same. They were telling him to grow up. On I add, Seth Kinstle is 42. 42 in California. And this man does simply not know how to grow the fuck up. This is fucking ridiculous that an autistic 18-year-old that lost sleep because of this asshole is more mature than he is. I'm sorry, did bro forget to fucking evolve half of his brain during birth or something? Jesus H. Christ. Now, it said the Kinstle also goes by the Ice Cream Man 22 on his YouTube channel for a specific reason. It's not just for the fact that he's been caught by me threatening minors literally live in front of my own fucking eyes. It's about the fact that he's also trying to run these scams. He makes up these situations telling people that he's gonna end the stream Not like anybody wanted to go and join his stream to begin with when he's just being annoying with it. And yet, people, and I was there to see it all happen, I myself even said it, he was told to stop by 87 people. I saw everything, and he was just there threatening them. Literal fucking kids. Now, I'm not 42, but Jesus H. Christ, man. My dad is what? My dad's literally older than him, and my dad literally acts far fucking more mature than he will ever be. And he also is very disgusting on his Twitter, trust me. He calls himself a comedian when a lot of the shit he makes isn't even dick jokes. It's genuine allegations that shouldn't be made. The allegations he has said, he's called pyrocynical. He's called Penguin Zero a pedophile on Twitch because he was talking to his fans, saying that they were all minors. Might I add, a lot of the people that view Penguin Zero's streams are people my age, 18 and 17, or sometimes 19, or an entire age gap higher than even our own. That is not predatory behavior. If it was, he would have been there saying, "Oh, come into my bedroom," to a fucking 6-year-old. Like, he has also made constant, and I mean literally constant, issues in terms of the YouTube platform. People have told him to log the fuck off, and he hasn't. And if you guys want further proof of the shit he actually ended up saying, I have his YouTube channel on my post. Like, on my actual YouTube channel itself. Actually, hold on a minute. While that is happening, don't mind my drink bottle. If I can actually find it. Sorry, it might take a while, mainly because my phone is really slow because of how shit its storage is getting. You know, typical Redmi phones. He goes by the Ice Cream Man 22 on YouTube. He's really, really fucking immature. Now, I'm gonna have my controller right up against it. After the ad finishes up, I'm sorry.
Hello, everyone. Just so you know, I am extremely disappointed in everybody on this channel. You understand me? Everyone has been very rude, calling me a pig, elephant, hippo, making mean jokes.
Now, that's the start of it, right? Might I add, I was on the stream when that happened. Nobody even remotely said shit about that. And I know because I was there. I also literally had to tell him to grow a pair and get his big boy panties on. Because honestly, it's immature as fuck. And nobody ever once called him a pig. And this, like, the hated scam that I'm on about as well that he's known for. He basically says he's gonna end the stream every time. But that's also the thing. His YouTube channel is literally comprised of this meat in the comments scam that he pulls. It's fucking ridiculous. And I heard as well that he was originally a convicted predator. Now, I didn't think much of it at first until I realized that there were a very few amount of commas within that actual line of his Twitter description that do have that same predatory pedophile placement. The same word placement. Which leads me to think that he is more than just immature. He is a literal kitty fiddler. Now, I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it. I am being 100% honest here. If he is a convicted predator, then he is practically fucked. He's already ruined his reputation. And yet, idiots, literal idiots, subscribe to this asshole. And half those idiots seem to be either people that are my age that don't seem to grow a fucking pair and grow up, or two, they're kids that have no idea that this absolute homunculus looking fuck of a human whale is doing. And he does this constant scam on people. And while I was actually there on that live when that situation went on, I originally didn't want to watch the live stream, but when I noticed it was a fight, it intrigued me to go into it. Now, from a bystander's perspective, now, would you technically count me as a bystander? Yeah, but like, here's the thing. My channel is mainly comprised of the shit that I mentioned in my previous videos. And one of the things I mentioned was that I cover people like this idiot, the Ice Cream Man 22, also known as Seth Kinstle. And he just... oh my god. He calls himself a comedian. Man, you... this is coming from someone whose own humor is so broken that it can cause other people to laugh so hard they end up on the floor for hours. Man, do not call yourself a comedian when you have a foam toilet seat on your head covered in fucking brown Play-Doh made to look like shit, saying vroom vroom all the damn time, with a fucking bus toy along your head with a comb, constantly rubbing your hair with it. That is not comedy. That is simply stupidity at its finest and purest, most insane form I have ever fucking seen. And the Penguin Zero allegations as well that I mentioned earlier. A lot of that he has said, it is fucking insane to me how he will actually go that far as to basically put Penguin Zero, an actual decent person, on the fucking line. That is just next level asshole moves. Now, I watch Penguin Zero. He is actually one of many people that gave me the idea for indirect opinions like this. Because if you're gonna give an opinion, you gotta be fucking realistic with it. You gotta at least stand your ground with it too. And this shit just keeps going on with him. He's also made allegations that fucking Jason Momoa has shot up a school as well. Like, there is so much I could unpack with this idiot. And Seth Kinstle, he originally was in controversy years ago. I do remember that because I didn't know him at the time. But I do know that he was under controversy because his fucking controversy videos kept popping up on my fucking feed. But now that I'm 18 and older, I'm now beginning to see exactly why that is. And other YouTubers have called this fucking absolute behemoth we call a human being out. And yet he's still here. Oh, you all are being mean to me. But that's the type of shit and the same type of wording a 4-year-old would use. Might I add, he's in his 40s. So by that logic as well, he cannot be going on about mean comments and shit when he literally fucking threatened minors on stream. Now, when I was there, most of the shit he said was just too fucking far. And then when someone else said the same thing back to him, he was there, oh, you guys need to grow up. Man, you literally said openly on the live, not knowing I was there, because I am very good at being vigilant. I saw the shit you had done. I was hearing the shit you were saying. Oh, telling them to go back to kindergarten and get a fucking job. When on your Twitter, you literally say you do content creation because it earns you a wage. That is literally not even a job. That is simply only a job if you are under such critical debt that you can't even pay your loan back. And this is coming from fucking experience. See, as far as I see it, viewers are not currency to me. Subscribers are not currency to me. People are simply people. And yet, people like this idiot, Seth Kinstle, seem to think that whatever he does is 100% not his fault, despite the fact that he is the suspect, not the fucking victim. He's said shit no sane person would say. And the scam as well that a lot of people in the actual live have mentioned with him. He always pulls off this drama stunt for attention. And he does it so often that when people do send him these types of fucking revenue points on his live streams, you guys are just fucking providing for this dumbass. You don't do that. That just gives him more uplift. Like, it's like dealing with an online bully, for fuck's sake. Now, I'm not even being remotely an asshole here. I'm simply pointing out the fucking obvious. This man is 40 fucking 2. He wears a SpongeBob t-shirt on every fucking video, and if it's not that, it's a turtleneck or a Cookie Monster t-shirt. And he's telling everyone else to grow up. Like, I'm sorry, what? What the fuck? How does that even remotely work? He's telling everyone else to grow up, yet we're already growing up. He's just still in the process of still doing that mentally, despite him being 40 fucking 2. I swear this is the equivalent of the Ashton Hall video I made yesterday, pointing out the fact that he is in fact a steroid user. This shit is so unlikable. Especially when it comes down to an idiot like Seth Kinstle, who thinks everyone else is the problem. And he does this scam for the money, just for the sake of it. He does it for the benefit. And further going on from this, while I was going through his Twitter, right, he was there blaming the Chinese for wanting TikTok banned. The Chinese have nothing to do with TikTok's ban! Holy fuck! Now that is what you call too fucking far! The Chinese have nothing to do with the TikTok ban. TikTok themselves are simply quitting the app because it realized all of its fucking people that joined it have just turned into fucking vegetables. They've turned into the equivalent of what happens when you have a dildo but it ends up being put in the oven instead of the actual fucking casserole. It's gone to shit. And it's not just me saying this. The CEO of TikTok himself said it. And he's here, Seth Kinstle, blaming the Chinese for it. And he was also there on his Twitter too, saying fuck this, fuck you, fuck everything. The stupid piece of shit. Chinese. Like, I'm not even joking, you can check his Twitter. Like, as I'm currently reading this, I have screenshots of what he said. I didn't release them all because I'm still trying to get more. But the fact that he's blaming people that did no wrong, that is what you call too fucking far. And then him threatening minors as well, that would literally lead him to 7 years in prison or more. And the fact that he is quite literally and could possibly be, I'm not saying it for sure, I still have to find more evidence on that, saying that he's a convicted predator. I'm still gonna go find that. But until then, you guys check the channel posts, and when I find it, I'll send you guys an update. And further going on from this, yes, when I said this video is gonna be 60 fucking minutes, I literally meant it was gonna be 60 minutes. He goes on basically saying to these minors that they screwed up when they had simply told him to stop being annoying. And not gonna lie here, like, the minors here that he threatened, they're fucking right. And all the minors that do actually end up on his live stream are either 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, or 16. Possibly 17. But by 17 they're a bit more mature, so I'm not really sure about that. But that's the thing. He just refuses to acknowledge the fact that he is quite literally threatening kids. It is beyond fucking stupid how an 18-year-old with disabilities has to tell a 42-year-old man-child to grow a pair because he simply forgot to add it on his brown pants when he was under this controversy. And maybe if he decided to not be the way he is, there would have been a higher chance of him having a better reputation, but no, this fucker Seth Kinstle does the complete and total opposite, yet again. Another person that seems to contain the same brain consistency as Nikocado Avocado while he was still doing that other shit. Sure, Nicocado's changed at least. But this 42-year-old idiot, Seth Kinstle, refuses to grow up. He's the definition of still thinking you're in your fucking early days and that you're still a teenager. Man, you are not a teenager no more. You are a fucking adult that needs a job. And stop running away from those job applications, bitch. Now, I only provide YouTube content because I know some of you guys find the fucking shit that I say funny, which, not gonna lie, I also find funny, but the thing is, when it comes to making these types of videos, it's not just for fun. There's also some investigative shit that goes into it. But that depends on if the actual content creator I'm gonna be going over is a sadistic fuck or not. And just to clarify here, Seth Kinstle, the fact that he has been threatening minors just shows up in full that he will never grow a pair or even remotely grow up at all. And one of his commenters as well even said that he is mentally deteriorating. And I am gonna be 100% honest with you here, I can see that. Now, I'm already mentally fucked in the head. I've already admitted that many, many times. Because that's the thing when it comes to nice people, our bridges do burn and our nice runs out. But Seth Kinstle, on the other hand, does the complete and total opposite to the point where it's laughable, and I'm not saying it just for the sake of saying it, I am being serious. He is the equivalent of what happens when you get given too much. Like Jack Doherty, he thinks he is still as young as he used to be, even though he has to grow up. That's the thing I've noticed with a lot of these content creators nowadays. They're refusing to grow up. And from my standpoint here, when I do these types of videos, I am already growing up. As I say, I wouldn't be this informative if I wasn't. I'm very thorough in how I speak out about things, even if it does cause a small bit of backlash, but that backlash, I do provide a reason for it. Because, at least the reason, is worth the investigation over. And not shit that would cause controversy if it meant being proven right or wrong. But Seth Kinstle, he just won't accept the fact that he's wrong. He still thinks he's innocent when he threatened minors. And while I was actually on the live watching it unfold, I reported his channel to YouTube, and like YouTube being YouTube, they don't do fucking shit. And it is a joke that I have to step in to shut bastards like him down. Like, you would expect more from YouTube as well here. Like, why is this man even here? He's running a scandal on YouTube, being a racist little cunt on Twitter, and then going ahead being a vulgar piece of shit. How in the name of God has he not been removed off any of his platforms? He has Twitter, he has Instagram. I also have Twitter and Instagram. But the thing is, because it's private for me, because I don't want my own personal life being turned into living hell, it's about the fact that when this idiot does it, he just does not think at all. I'm not even being a narcissist about it. It's just fucking true. Like, you can't not see it through him. Now, I'm gonna unpause the video and I'll let you guys think about what he is like, because currently I'm gonna be providing a very long fucking video.
And I'm over it. I'm sick of it. You can't treat another person like this. Do you understand me? You guys need to stop. Everyone needs to be nice. No one is going to be rude. And don't you dare repeat any of these comments back to me. Don't you stop me.
Now, the comments being repeated back to him, right? People during that live simply told him to act his age, be more mature, and they repeated the exact same shit back to him because he just wouldn't. And yet he's telling us to grow up. Now, I do not fucking remotely like this YouTuber. I never will. I do not like him. His personality is beyond me at this point. Like, you want me to be brutally fucking honest here, like a proper indirect opinion? People like Seth Kinstle, when it comes down to being autistic, in my shoes, you can already sense how bad he is just from his tone. Like, he could be there being nice and shit, but then you could just be here in my shoes, already being able to sense the fact that it's just a show he puts on for money. And it shouldn't even remotely be like that, and he's here saying that people that join his videos and shit, they provide him with like a few cents, because, like, not gonna lie, who would remotely want to put their money on a fucking idiot? Now, I know he is gonna, high chance, no doubt, find this video. But honestly, if he does, hit me, bitch, and you will literally end up being revealed more. Because there is so much to unpack with him. This is like Borderlands if it had 4 extra DLCs all for the price of free. This is how long the video is. Now, we are currently halfway through, or like a quarter of the way through the entire video. That is how bad this man seems to be. I can't even call him a man at this point because he ain't acting like one. He acts like his shoe size. I'm not even threatening him either. Jesus H. Christ, the man's built like a watermelon. What the hell makes it people think I'd threaten him when he acts like that? And he's here still thinking he's tough as well doing it. Now, coming from experience with cyberbullying as well, it's not new to me, but internet trollers, like, man, they're internet trollers. What the fuck do you expect? You just block them out. It's not that hard. Or 2, just mute them. Like, YouTube's live videos do have that feature. But here, it just seems to be that he's trying to pull a reverse exorcism, trying to get the Pope out of the child. Because this is just disgusting behavior from someone who should have grown up and yet refuses to do so. And Seth Kinstle's original controversy back then, which thankfully I managed to find the videos for, it was actually for the shit that he said to people. Because the shit he said to people ain't exactly sane. No sane person would remotely say that shit. And he only does this type of shit for clout. He does it for money. He doesn't see people like people. He sees them like we're cash. Now, from that perspective, that's when you actually do begin to question people like Seth Kinstle. Because, as I said before, people are people, not fucking currency. If you see people like currency, then why'd you even bother? That's less of a political reign and more about the fact that this absolute fucking hunk of a human just, he won't dare acknowledge his flaws. Now, when I say flaws, I do not mean one flaw. I mean like every single flaw, and this man just seems to carry all of them. He ain't flawless, he's flawful. He is the equivalent of food. I say he's the equivalent of food. Motherfucker looks like he ate half a ship. No wonder the Titanic sank. But that's the biggest line that he seems to draw, and a lot of people seem to despise him more for. His lack of commitment as well is fucking ridiculous. Now, as I'm gonna keep saying, and Penguin Zero is also in the same spot. He doesn't see people like people, like, no, not people. He doesn't see people like money. He sees people like people. That's why he does those live streams. But Seth Kinstle, he only is in it for the money. Now, I'm sorry I keep tripping up on my words. I'm still trying to wake up. But honestly, if Seth ends up in more controversy, I'm sorry, man, it was your own fault. Because there ain't no fucking way a 42-year-old man ain't gonna act like a child. He still dresses like a child, too. Because he does actually have those said Cookie Monster t-shirts and a SpongeBob t-shirt. Both extra large. And it is funny how he's here trying to be tough and trying to make himself look good when the whole point of his scam is the fact that he uses this rage bait just for the fucking thing. He does it for money. He's like Neon. We all know the controversy. He was deliberately pissing people off, saying the N-word to black people, you know, that type of shit. And the crap that Seth Kinstle is after saying about the Chinese, does he not realize that could get him shot? Like, that could actually get him put on a death sentence the next time he goes to China. And when you come from a perspective of me, who is very deep into cultural stuff, not necessarily the Pride Month, hell no, I get involved in it, even if there are a few things my body limits me to. And it shouldn't have to be a point where Chinese people are being targeted because he thinks they are to blame for TikTok's own ban. TikTok don't, like, there is so much I wish I could say on this YouTube channel about him, but I physically and mentally cannot. I'm refusing to, but like I'm trying not to call him every name under the damn sun. This is fucking ridiculous. This is diabolical. This is the definition of letting people get into your pants. How in the name of God can Seth Kinstle even remotely call himself mature after the threatening minors? That ain't mature, man. That's just fucking stupidity. And it's also cruel. And there were a lot of people that did join his stream as well, not just me, that were my same age or more, telling him to log off. Because the shit that he does, it's too far gone. Like, sure, there are streams you do every day, like IShowSpeed. But the thing is, the difference between IShowSpeed and Seth is that, well, one of them has a consistent sleep schedule. The other one doesn't have a consistent schedule at all and sleeps after the fact and before the fact. IShowSpeed literally sleeps in the day most times too. And that does actually get to a point where some of his streams are a bit late, but that is the point I'm trying to make. Seth is here wondering how a lot of the streamers like IShowSpeed and Penguin Zero are able to make these Twitch streams without getting tired. He seems to think it magically comes out of existence. When it comes down to being a Twitch streamer, or just any streamer regardless, you gotta sleep beforehand. Otherwise, when you don't, you become like me. So heavily sleep deprived, and I don't do Twitch streaming, but I do have to deal with idiots. And trust me, if I could explain the stupidity one person gave me, it would be the equivalent of trying to fucking wipe my ass with barbed wire. It is painful. And another reason I actually made this video was purely out of spite too. Because I was sleeping. This absolute horseshoe of a clown made me lose 22 hours worth of sleep. Which is a huge amount, especially when I myself am a content creator. Sure, are the videos lacking a bit? Yeah, but that's only until I can get enough of the revenue from the videos to actually get something. So that I'm not doing it on my PS5 all the time. Because honestly, doing these videos on the PS5 is a lot harder when you put into perspective the amount of disruptions I get. But yet I'm still here pulling through. And you gotta be realistic with these forms of videos. And Seth is here still trying to fucking be something he isn't. And the threatening minors situation, man, that doesn't give you a good fucking image. And the majority of his videos are that. And he has that many, you actually wonder how in the name of Christ people would remotely subscribe to this clown when he provides nothing for people. He ain't funny. Trust me, if he was, he'd be great in a fucking clown costume. He ain't fucking hard. He ain't a hard man. If he was, he would have walked off a car, like a car accident, easy enough. The exact same shit I've done without any hospital bills. Had his head split open, and yet just simply asked for tape because hospital bills ain't gonna pay themselves and I ain't gonna pay those pieces of shit. No. I was that. And Seth Kinstle is here thinking he is that. And a lot of what I'm saying did happen. I had my head split off a door by accident. A bit of my head burst a part of the skin of my eyebrow open, which caused a massive gash to be opened. And unlike most people that would usually ask for stitches, the first thing I simply told my brothers was if there was any tape. And when I got hit by a car without any injuries, bruises, or broken bones because of the genetic bone disorder I carry, I walked it off. Seth Kinstle thinks he is that. He thinks he is him. He ain't him. If he really was him, he would have walked off injuries that would have killed most people. He would have simply mortally wounded people's egos by roasting them repeatedly. But nah, he's not capable of that. He just repeats the same words over and over and over and over and over. He eventually sounds like a glitched dialogue scene. It just doesn't stop. And his voice, too. Holy shit, it is like JoJo Siwa's singing. It hurts. And it is awful having to deal with that, and when you do end up in my spot where I am right now, you can see why I'm fucking pissed. And me personally, if maybe he decided to take a lot more of a calmer route, that maybe would have saved him, but no. Say it with me in a massive tunnel that echoes 60 kilometers down. No! He does not remotely think about that. He instead thinks about it as if it's just some sort of cash grab, as if it's something he can use for his benefit. Which is his biggest gripe most people have with him. And he's here saying that he's he's saying he's a respected member of the community. A respected member of what fucking community exactly? The Pope? Fucking, did Albert Einstein all of a sudden get resurrected? Did he pass on some of his unknown knowledge to you? What the fuck's going on? What community? The only community you seem to pose is the fucking lineup at McDonald's. Man's built to look like he eats Twinkies custom flavored. I'm roasting him to bits here, but honestly, if you look at it, like really, really deep, you would actually see that I'm not exactly wrong here. Because how exactly are you going to have someone like Seth say he's grown up and yet still act like he hasn't? It's just, and the respected community shit as well. He ain't even a part of any community. If he was, there would have been at least some sort of mention. There hasn't been one. And also saying he's an author too. Man, you ain't an author. If you were, there would have been a lineup of your own books in your own room. You don't have shit. And if you were an author of those books, they would have provided you with money. They would have provided you with money, so then you wouldn't have to make content creation. So my guess is that you simply made these videos to begin with, just so then you could make yourself look good, when you yourself are the problem. It is so hypocritical. And you wanna know what makes it even more stupid about all this other shit that I've been saying? It's the fact that it's actually coming from his Twitter and YouTube polls. And he's here, thinking he does no harm. And the respected community shit just... that doesn't even math! How can you be a member of what fucking community when that doesn't seem to exist? Like, is there some sort of fucking board management none of us seem to know? Are you part of the fucking circle from the Office animated series? What in the name of Christ are you on about, man? You ain't a respected member of shit. You are a disrespected asshole because you are said asshole. You cannot fight fire with more fire. That is like trying to take out fire using gasoline. That canonically does not work. And from a theoretical standpoint too, this community shit, it's not exactly an excuse. And if he did really want to be a community member of what else it was, he would have been liked a lot more, but he's not, because yet again, he's a scam artist who thinks his scandals can get him whatever he wants. He's basically blacklisting, which is fucking illegal. And him threatening minors is also against the law. It is like trying to argue with a 6-year-old here. But this is a completely different story. This is like trying to argue back with facts when you know you're in the wrong. You cannot say you are a respected member of the community and that you did no wrong when you threaten kids online live when they simply told you to stop being annoying, and then making literal threats towards Chinese people for nothing. That is literally hypocrisy at its biggest and finest point. You cannot expect one thing just to then do another. That is not how life works. If you are dealing with hard shit, fucking admit it online. But if you are going to go so far as to threatening minors and then say you're a respected member of a non-existent community, just to then make racial slurs towards the Chinese for zero reason, you simply cannot tell others what to do when you yourself refuse to acknowledge your own problems. It is redundant. It is stupid. This is like charades. But the only difference is, here Seth is being a cheating asshole. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have made this video at all. Because he needs to be gone over deeply and badly. Because he seems to have gone under the radar again. But now I'm gonna bring him out of that damn radar, and now he's gonna be brought to light even more because the shit he said is honestly too fucking far. Because there's a difference between racist and trying to be realistic. He does neither of those. he is more racist than realistic. And he's here saying that he's being nice. Man, you ain't nice for shit. You only put on a show for the sake of it being a show. You cannot expect people to listen to you when you yourself refuse to listen to your own problems. You refuse to listen to your own fucking people. If maybe, and I mean this, if maybe you decided to actually grow a fucking pair, grow up, act your age, get an actual job, maybe you'd be somewhere. But clearly your rent must be so overdue that you're asking for cents live. It is diabolical how a lot of this is done because people simply told Seth to stop annoying them. That wasn't even made to be an issue, and yet he makes an issue out of it. How in the name of God do you expect to get through life when you refuse to acknowledge it? Saying that you've grown up, clearly not mentally. Physically, yeah, but mentally you're still a fucking baby. Seth spends most of his time barely out of the house, which is also not how you get through life. And he's here saying that people are being mean to him when he himself is being mean first. It is but now, I'll get the last few minutes of what he has been saying in, and then I'll see what you guys have an opinion on. Because honestly, I have no words.
I am a respected member of the community. You understand me? It's over. You are done. I never had a stampede of pigs trample over my house because they were jealous of how fat I am. Pigs are jealous of me. You hear that? Not true. I didn't transform into a human because I didn't want to be turned into bacon. I'm done. You guys are done. Don't you repeat any of this stuff back to me. You understand me? You understand me?
Sorry for the end. Yeah. As I said before, he is 40 fucking 2. You can tell in my voice that I am still really tired. And because of Seth, I now have less sleep, you could say. And I usually spend most of my time when I am in bed listening to music as I sleep, because that's what causes me to stop dealing with sensory overload. But he just added on to that. He added on to my sensory overload. Now, I'm gonna end the video off here. But please, God, do yourselves a favor. Discuss about Seth himself more. Also known as the Ice Cream Man 22. Right? Let him suffer the consequences. Now, I'm not saying this to be a dick. He needs to be taught to grow up and act his age. Holy shit. I do art for a living when I'm not on the damn screen. Like, holy shit, I even made you guys a wallpaper on my poles. That's what I spend most of my time doing. Because I'm putting in